Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station, News Radio 105.9 and WBBMNewsRadio.com.
6:03, you are waking up to a post-election Wednesday morning. Thanks for starting your day with us. I'm Cisco Cote.
And I'm Mai Martinez. It is currently 51 degrees in Chicago under cloudy skies. It'll be cooler today, clouds with some times of sun, headed to a high of 55 degrees. Tonight, rather cloudy through the evening, then becoming mainly clear. Lows ranging from 38 well inland to 46 along the lakefront. We'll get more details ahead in the AccuWeather 5-day forecast coming up at 6:15.
This hour's Smart Quiz question comes your way at 6:22.
Election Central on WBBM.
As reported by CBS News just moments ago, Donald Trump is the projected winner of the presidential race. A win in Wisconsin puts the former president over the edge. Illinois was called for the Democrat Vice President Kamala Harris early last night. That did not stop Chicago-area Republicans from coming out in full force for an election night watch party on the city's northwest side. WBBM's Andy Dane reports.
There was plenty of excitement and energy throughout the night on this rooftop as results began to come in, with most eyes on the race for president. Quick glance around the room made it clear who this group was pulling for, with Donald Trump signs and gear galore. And he told us it was a special and somewhat emotional gathering for local Republican voters. Chuck Rodriguez is chair of the Chicago Republican Party.
Obviously, here in Illinois, we're in a super minority, but we see the Republican Party is beginning to gain ground. We control the Supreme Court and pretty soon the White House, hopefully.
And Rodriguez and others say if that does happen, they expect issues like border security, inflation, and crime to be given the attention they feel it is not getting under the current administration. In Edison Park, Andy Dane, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Despite Vice President Harris winning most of the votes in Illinois, State Republican Party Chair Kathy Salvi says she's hopeful for future elections.
We've got a lot of close races around the state, let me put it that way. So I'm very confident that even though some of our candidates might have come up short today, we've got a lot of bright lights in the future.
The latest numbers have Harris with 51.7% of the vote to Donald Trump's 46.8%.
Some people are calling Chicago's first ever school board elections a referendum on Mayor Brandon Johnson, as the Chicago Teachers Union apparently failed to win a majority of the seats.
10 seats on the next Chicago Board of Education were up for grabs, and the Chicago Teachers Union backed candidates in each of the districts. But the returns show people backed by other political groups, or no one, won the majority of the races. Political science professor Constance Mixon of Elmhurst University noted that it was a contentious campaign.
School board elections have morphed into a battle between the Chicago Teachers Union on one side, and on the other side you have the pro-charter and school choice groups, and it really is a referendum on Mayor Johnson.
Groups backing charter schools and school choice won seats as well. The mayor will appoint 10 members of the school board and the president. Craig Dellamore, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Meantime, in the race for the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, supporters of Eileen O'Neill Burke are celebrating her win.
Hundreds of supporters of Eileen O'Neill Burke cheer and applaud after she wins the Cook County State's Attorney seat, which hasn't been up for grabs in 16 years. First-time voter and college student Nia Harrison says she likes that O'Neill Burke aims to address the root causes of crime.
I think she has a certain view on crime in Cook County that's it's more rehabilitative. So it's not just automatically locking everyone up just because they commit a small, maybe misdemeanor and things like that.
Campaign spokesperson Aviva Bowen says O'Neill Burke's experience as a former prosecutor, law division judge, and appellate court justice makes her the best person for the job.
She's really seen the criminal justice system from every corner of the courtroom. She understands the law inside and out, and she really wants to build a safer and stronger Cook County.
Carolina Garibay, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
O'Neill Burke defeated Republican former Chicago Alderman Bob Fioretti.
I want to congratulate Ms. Burke. Hopefully she can make the change and be a change agent. And you know what? We will support her, but she has to make sure that she's tough on violent criminals.
Come on.
And making sure that she can help restore the rule of law. That she can make sure that she supports victims here.
Dozens of watch parties were held last night, including one at the Empty Bottle on the 1000 block of Northwestern Avenue.
Hundreds were there, some sat on blankets spread across the floor, most were standing. All were enjoying a drink as they watched the results roll in. Colin McGregor was excited about the atmosphere, but a bit cynical.
Yeah, I came for the viewing party. It just seemed like a nice place to be with like-minded people and just commiserate or triumph one way or another.
And, we've been working up to this election for months and months. It's been a crazy time. What are you thinking about how we're going, where we're going?
I'm thinking about how much the little elections matter to.
He wasn't the only one to say think small as the party continued. Terry Keshner, 105.9 WBBM.
North Suburban Lake County State's Attorney Eric Reinhardt has won another term in office. The Democrat received just over 54% of the vote, defeating Republican Mary Cole, who had just under 46%.
And also in Congress, what was considered one of the most competitive congressional races in the state, Democratic Representative Eric Sorensen defeated Republican Joe McGraw. Sorensen, the first openly LGBTQ member of Congress in Illinois' history, representing the huge 17th district, covers a large portion of northwestern and western Illinois.
CBS News special report. The 45th President of the United States is set to become the 47th.
America's future will be bigger, better, bolder, richer.
Chicagoans are waking up to the news that President Trump is heading back to the White House. WBBM's Nancy Hardy has been out talking to people near Union Station and joins us live on the Newsline with their reaction.
We needed a change. That's what this woman, who didn't want to share her name, told us about the move away from the Biden-Harris administration.
We already know what it looked like. And it was for me, it was like a drastic change. Like the fact, I wasn't someone that was supportive of Trump when he first, went into office. And it completely changed after them being in office, like Biden and Kamala.
She cited the economy as a major reason for the change in her thinking. In this very Democratic city, we have found people who do not agree with her. One man told us he's not feeling great this morning, saying he does not think Donald Trump is a good representation of America. Reporting live outside Union Station, Nancy Hardy, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Top trending stories on WBBMNewsRadio.com.
Donald Trump has been elected the next president of the United States. It appears he gained a small but significant share of voters that tended to go for Democrats. Stay with us. We'll have more on the former president's victory in less than 5 minutes.
A couple of polling stations in Georgia had to be evacuated because of bomb threats. Georgia's Secretary of State says those calls came from Russia. The Russian government says it wasn't involved. The threats turned out to be fake. They briefly disrupted voting at 2 polling places, but didn't keep anyone from casting a ballot.
We're continuing to track a few key races for the Chicago Board of Education that haven't been called yet, including the 1st, 9th, and 10th districts. So far, only 3 of the 7 decided winners are backed by the teachers union. WBBM's Mike Krauser joins us live now on the Newsline with the results from Indiana.
My Republican Mike Braun will be the next Indiana governor, continuing the party's 20-year hold on the office. He defeated Democrat Jennifer McCormick, who switched parties.
Imagine what you can do when you set the agenda, you get along with a legislature that believes in freedom and opportunity, faith, family, and community.
Outgoing Governor Eric Holcomb could not seek a 3rd term because of term limits. Republican Jim Banks won Braun's former U.S. Senate seat. Republican Todd Rokita was reelected as the state's Attorney General. And Democrat Frank Mervan won re-election to serve Northwest Indiana in Congress. Reporting live, Mike Krauser, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
People in Israel are reacting to the election here in the U.S.
I think it's good for Israel, no doubt.
Traditionally, Trump has been good for Israel, but I think he's unpredictable.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu calls the victory by Trump history's greatest comeback. Business news from Bloomberg just ahead. We'll see how those futures are reacting to the election results in just 60 seconds.